Hello, I'm Dr. Jim Taylor, and welcome to Prime Business Alert. In my last segment of Prime Business Alert, I demonstrated that what most people call multitasking is in fact neither a productive nor efficient way to work. I also introduced you to the notion of single tasking, the idea that you can be much more productive and efficient by focusing on one task at a time. The next question I want to address is how to effectively engage in single tasking. The answer is definitely not rocket science. It just takes some prioritizing and discipline. At the same time, in our 24/7 world of connectivity, single tasking is often easier said than done. A starting point when trying to become a single tasker is to rethink how you structure your day. First, prioritize your daily activities. If you're like most business people, you have such confidence in your ability to be productive that you schedule far more than you can actually get done. Add in the daily crises, plus the so-called multitasking, and you have little chance of completing everything on your daily calendar. You end up overestimating your capabilities and being disappointed at the end of the day because your work wasn't of the quality or quantity that you expected yourself, and you weren't able to check everything off of your task list. Instead of falling into this pattern, I encourage you to underestimate what you can accomplish. Trust me, it'll still be a lot, and be pleasantly surprised at the end of the day at how much you get done. An added bonus is that you'll feel less stressed, enjoy your day more, and produce higher quality work to boot. So, rank your upcoming tasks based on how important they are, when they need to be accomplished, and how much time that you'll need to finish them. Then, choose the activities that rank highest on your priority list, and commit to finishing them regardless of the potential distractions that arise. If you finish the highest priority tasks, you can then tackle those of lower priority, or really live on the edge and leave work a little bit earlier. Also, be selective in what you perceive as crises. You know that much of what disrupts a day are those unexpected fires that must be put out immediately. These unanticipated events disrupt your focus, take up time, and set your schedule back, often so far that you can't catch up. But in my experience consulting in the business world, many of the so-called crises aren't as calamitous as they seem to be and could be dealt with at a later date, or even delegated to coworkers. Remind yourself that an emergency on someone else's part doesn't necessarily constitute an emergency for you. So be clear in defining a crisis and be willing to set aside those that don't quite clear the bar. Next, use your administrative assistant, if you have one, as a gatekeeper. I found that there are few people more important than a competent and strong admin. By educating your admin on your new work habits, he or she can turn away unnecessary visitors and non-urgent calls, as well as monitor your emails while you're single tasking in case there is an actual emergency that requires your attention. If you work with a team, delegate as much as possible to reduce the pile of work on your desk. This can be challenging for business people for several reasons. You may love doing everything and not want to miss out. You may believe that you're the only one in your team actually capable of completing the tasks to your rigorous standards. Or you may be a control freak who simply must be on top of everything on your radar screen. But delegating is a win-win. You're free to focus on really important work, thus elevating your productivity and efficiency. You're less stressed and more creative. Your team wins even more. They feel empowered because you've shown them faith in their abilities. Your team gains valuable experience that makes them even more capable. You're actually doing what teams are supposed to do as well. That is, work together. And together, you and your team get a whole lot more done. Now that you've set the stage for effective single tasking, your next step is to structure your immediate environment in a way that will maximize your ability to focus and minimize potential distractions. Here are some of the most common multitasking distractions and recommended solutions. People coming in and out of your office or walking by your cubicle. Solution? Close your office door or configure your cubicle so you face away from the opening. Uncomfortable workspace. The solution? Identify and create the setting in which you're most comfortable and productive. For example, a well-lit room, in a comfortable chair, or even with your shoes off. A cluttered workspace. Solution? Organize your workspace in a way that will allow you to work efficiently, with easy access to available information, and a minimum of distracting clutter. The compulsive and frequent desire to check your smartphone. Solution? Turn it off for periods when you need to focus on another task. Too many tasks in your field of vision. Solution? Clear your desk of everything except that which is immediately relevant to the task at hand. Remember when you were in high school and your parents were always popping into your room to see if you were working? Wouldn't it be great if they did that now? They provide the discipline and force you to focus on one task at a time. Unfortunately, you're probably on your own now, and as a result, you have to discipline yourself. This can be a challenge in an environment with what many seems to be too many things to do and not enough time to do them. Don't think for a minute that implementing these changes will be easy. Like many business people, you may be a multitasking junkie, feeling a constant urge to check your email, read the latest business news, or connect with colleagues. But as with most addictions, acknowledgement and acceptance are the first steps toward cure. I wouldn't recommend trying to break your multitasking Jones cold turkey. An incremental approach seems to be most effective. Pick one or two strategies that I've described above and commit yourself to them. With dedication, time, and practice, you'll learn how to focus more effectively and avoid distractions. And the great thing about breaking yourself of your multitasking habits is that its benefits are self-evident and substantial. I'm Dr. Jim Taylor for Prime Business Alert.